OpenAI made 3 moves this year. Each one killed a side hustle that real people were building real income on. And the brutal part is most people doing these hustles did not see it coming until it was already too late. I am going to break down exactly what happened, who got hit, and what the data says is still working. Because here's the thing that nobody is telling you. Every time OpenAI closes a door, it opens a bigger one, but only if you are looking at the right door. Let us get into it. Side hustle, number 1, selling AI-generated images. In 2024 and into early 2025, this was one of the most popular entry-level AI side hustles on the internet. The pitch was simple. Use Midjourney or DALL-E to generate images, sell them on Etsy as digital downloads, list them on Shutterstock or Adobe Stock, or offer quick logo and graphic packages on Fiverr. Some people were genuinely clearing $2,000 to $4,000 a month doing this. The problem is that in March of 2025, OpenAI rolled GPT-4o image generation directly into ChatGPT, not as a separate tool, not as an add-on, built directly into the free and paid versions of the app that over 400 million people were already using every single day. The quality was not just good, it was shockingly good. Photorealistic outputs, accurate text rendering, consistent style across multiple generations, the kind of quality that used to require a paid Midjourney subscription and an hour of prompt iteration, now available in 30 seconds for free. Here's what that did to the market. Etsy saw a 68% drop in AI art shop revenue between Q1 and Q3 of 2025. Shutterstock and Adobe Stock both updated their contributor policies to flag and deprioritize mass-uploaded AI content. And on Fiverr, searches for basic logo design dropped, while searches for brand strategy and brand identity went up. Clients stopped paying for outputs. They could now produce themselves in 2 minutes. If you were selling AI images, OpenAI did not just compete with you. It made your entire value proposition disappear. But here's the pivot that still works. The move is not selling AI outputs. The move is selling AI-enhanced expertise, brand identity strategy, custom illustration with a recognizable style, content that requires real knowledge of a specific industry. Those Fiverr sellers who survived the crash are not selling images. They are selling judgment. If AI can do the output in 30 seconds, your value has to be in the thing AI cannot do. Knowing which output is right for this client, this brand, this audience, that is still a real skill gap, and it pays more than selling generic art packs ever did. Side hustle number 2, selling AI written content. This one hit even harder because it was the biggest AI side hustle of the entire 2024 wave. Hundreds of thousands of freelancers pivoted to offering blog posts, SEO articles, email sequences, social media content, and product descriptions generated by ChatGPT, lightly edited and sold to small business owners who did not know how to use it themselves. At its peak, people were charging $200 to $500 per article. Packages of 10 articles for $1,500, email sequences for $800, and for a while, businesses were buying. 2 things happened at once. First, GPT quality crossed a threshold. When GPT-4 came out, AI content was good enough to sell, but still clearly AI. With GPT-5 level quality now the standard, the content a freelancer generates and the content a business owner generates themselves are essentially identical. The knowledge gap closed, and when the knowledge gap closes, the market for selling that knowledge collapses. Second, Google got serious. Their helpful content updates specifically targeted what they called scaled AI content. High volume, low differentiation articles designed to rank rather than inform. Sites built on this content saw traffic drops between 40 and 90%. Businesses who were buying AI content packages started getting burned by it. Demand for generic AI writing evaporated almost overnight, the double kill. Supply exploded because everyone with a ChatGPT account became a content writer. And demand collapsed because the content stopped working. The pivot here is narrow but real. Content that requires actual expertise in a specific field is still valuable and still hard to replicate. A nurse who writes AI-assisted content about healthcare compliance, a CPA who writes AI-assisted content about tax strategy, a trader who writes AI-assisted content about options flow. The AI handles the writing, the expertise provides the differentiation. That combination is something a generic content mill cannot reproduce and Google cannot ignore. If you were selling generic blog posts, you are not going to rebuild that business, but if you have a field of expertise and can layer AI writing on top of it, you are sitting on something most people in that field have not figured out yet. Side hustle number 3, selling prompts and prompt engineering services. This one is personal for me to talk about because I watched a lot of smart people put serious time into building this as a business, only to have the ground shift underneath them. PromptBase launched in 2022 as a marketplace where people could sell high-quality prompts for Midjourney, ChatGPT, DALL-E, and other tools. At its peak, top sellers were making $3,000 to $8,000 a month selling individual prompts for $2 to $5 each. Beyond PromptBase, an entire consulting category emerged. Prompt engineers for hire, charging $100 to $300 per hour to help businesses get better outputs from their AI tools. Then OpenAI shipped O3 and O4, their reasoning model series, and everything changed. Here is the technical reality. When reasoning models came out, they fundamentally changed how prompting works. These models do not need you to structure a perfect prompt. They self-optimize. They interpret intent. They work backward from what you want to figure out how to get there. A prompt that used to take 45 minutes of iteration and specialized knowledge to get right now takes a one-sentence instruction to a reasoning model. Prompt-based traffic dropped over 60% in 6 months following the O3 release. Prompt consulting engagements dried up. And the freelancers who had built their pitch around knowing how to prompt effectively found that their clients could now just describe what they wanted in plain English and get it. The skill that defined prompt engineering in 2023 is now a built-in feature of the model. But the pivot here is the most valuable of all three. What companies still cannot figure out is how to build AI workflows, not just how to prompt, how to chain tools together, automate multi-step processes, integrate AI into their existing systems, and measure the results. That is where the real money has moved. AI workflow automation consultants are charging $5,000 to $25,000 per project. The demand is massive. The supply of people who actually know how to do it is tiny, and it does not require a computer science degree. It requires understanding the tools, understanding the business problem, and knowing how to connect them. That is the pattern behind all three of these pivots. So let me be direct about what the data is actually showing. The side hustles that died all had the same fatal flaw. They were selling AI outputs to people who did not yet know how to generate those outputs themselves. That gap was always going to close. What OpenAI shipped this year just closed it faster than anyone expected. The side hustles that are growing in 2026 are the ones that sell AI-enhanced expertise, AI-augmented human judgment, or AI workflow implementation, not the output. The layer above the output. 78,000 tech jobs were cut in Q1 of 2026. AI was directly cited as a factor in the majority of them. And in the same quarter, AI-related job postings grew 40%. The market is not shrinking, it is reorganizing. The question is which side of that reorganization you want to be on. If you are watching this and one of these three hustles was your income, I am not going to tell you that is not a hard situation. It is. But the people who move fast in the next 90 days, who pick up the skill set that is actually in demand right now, those people are going to be on the right side of the reorganization. That is what this channel is about, not the hype. The actual moves that are working right now. If this video helped you, subscribe, because next week I am covering the 5 AI income streams that are growing the fastest in 2026 with the specific numbers behind each one. I will see you there.